Hello, Earth Signs, and welcome to your daily focus tarot for Friday. So, the first two cards that came out were the Moon and the Seven of Swords. Now, the Moon, this can talk about things like psychic awakening, it can talk about stuff that's hidden from you. And she's looking at this tree of knowledge, right? She almost looks like an astral or a ghostly figure. She's very, very pale, all in white. So this can, be talking about dreaming, but it can also be talking about like psychic awakening, imagination, like a transformation and release of fear, like in terms of your shadow self. And you also have judgment, and this particular judgment is very sorry, more of like a Christian based judgment, because it's talking about the judgment day. So it's talking about, the spiritual in the sky, assuming that it's in the sky. And it's talking about the souls leaving the bodies behind. So it can talk about like shedding anything you no longer need. You've got the mountain, and you've got this huge tidal wave that's going to come over the bodies, that's going to cleanse the earth, right? So in a way, this is also about, kind of the flood. And the flood myth, in terms of Catholicism and Christianity and those types of religions, it is talking about, and I just noticed there are tiny little skulls in the flowers in the corners. I didn't realize the center of the flowers were tiny skulls until just now. That's pretty cool. I've been working with this deck for a while, but I keep finding stuff to notice in it. So like, this is basically, this judgment is like a transformation. It's more about changing who you are internally, like your soul, rather than externally. And I don't look at this as necessarily like the other judgment cards and the other decks that I use. It's more about, karma and balancing stuff and figuring out how to balance stuff. Whereas this one I look at more as like you're escaping something, you're leaving something that was hindering you. So like your soul leaving your physical body, you can look at your physical body in a way as it's helping you learn stuff while you're on this material plane, but then it's also holding you back from your true form. So with this moon here and this knowledge, this daydreaming, you're leaving something behind, you're getting the knowledge, you're thinking about it, you're meditating under the Bodhi tree, and you're getting this knowledge to leave something behind that is no longer helping you. You're making the decision, the judgment to leave it behind. And we also have Ace of Pentacles. So this leaving it behind, you'll notice there's no more skulls. At least I don't think there are skulls in these flowers. Nope, they have little pentacles inside them. Yep, they're just little pentacles. So these flowers are just flowers, and they're quite evenly balanced here. There's 5 and 5, and the pentacle is balanced, evenly supported between these two golden Midas hands. There's stability with these mountains, with the earth. There's stability with the gold in the hands. So this judgment, this leaving behind what's not helping you, after you've thought about it, after you've gained the knowledge, this is going to help you in the physical world. It's going to help you with your house, with your car, with your job. And the other card that came out was Seven of Swords. So this particular Seven of Swords I look at as somebody is getting away with something. So, and the different interpretations are hacking, irresponsibility, deception, somebody getting away with something, somebody at work, gossiping or sabotaging something. The nicest interpretation is a person acting strategically. So to me, this is not about you being a gossiper or hacking or about you stealing something. It's more about you acting strategically, because we also have Five of Swords and Three of Cups. So this is talking about you. This can be talking about collaboration, but I read this one as destiny or fate and less about collaboration. And the Five of Swords, this can be, competition and winning at all costs. It can be somebody who's entitled, like the type of person who would steal, who would be a workplace gossiper and get away with stuff. This Five of Swords would be that person doing whatever they could to defeat their enemy. They would be the person who's always making excuses, always blaming others for everything that goes wrong. But it can also be talking about like a breakdown in communication and selfishness. So you could be having to act very strategically because somebody else is acting very selfish. Maybe they are taking something at work and stealing. Maybe they're just blaming you for everything going wrong. They're jealous of you. They're creating a lot of tension and conflict. They're creating a lot of negativity. And if this is about a collaboration, you need to get out of it. Don't stay in it. Water signs just had their reading was about it was about negativity also. It's not that I always try to be positive, but it's that I don't usually get like a lot of negative readings, and so when there is negativity, I try to be practical about it. So with this moon and trying to gain this knowledge and trying to gain this thinking and making this judgment, it's about this negative thing that's going on involving a collaboration. So most likely a work situation. And fate is telling you, you don't have to put up with this. Just because you were put into this situation at one point doesn't mean you have to stay there. Passing the judgment, making that choice, instead of just sitting there thinking about it all the time, but making the choice to transform, is going to lead you to that Ace of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Magician. The ability to manifest anything that you want because you're imbalanced, right? Because you've done the work. You've done the soul work. And then the Fool, taking a new step. Five of Cups. This one is kind of wallowing, kind of crying over spilled milk, but it is also about acknowledging that, some things don't work out, but there are other things that are also there for you that do work out. Seven of Wands, being defensive, practicing, protecting yourself. The Chariot, being very strong-willed, being in balance with yourself and knowing where you're going and taking that growth with you. The Two of Cups, a unity and healing. The Eight of Cups, a new path being illuminated for you. Knight of Pentacles, getting on that path through routine, through practice. through decision making and steadily working towards that path. Okay, these are all good cards, even though it doesn't sound like it with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords, but they are good cards. You need to work on your inner strength, not necessarily your defensiveness. Don't hold on to the past. Don't hold on to what isn't working. Hold on to manifesting this new beginning, this new step, these pentacles. Make your judgment call. Don't just sit around dreaming. Once you've got that knowledge, make the judgment call and leave the bad situation. That seems to be almost a theme for today. I'll see you tomorrow.